The Old Coot here, coming at you with part 2 of this Italian hazelnut gelato recipe. We're doing this in real time. I'm trying to cut between the long parts because they're just too long. And anyways, okay, so the way we made our hazelnut spread was 400 grams of hazelnuts that were shelled, right? There's no shell, they were raw and they still had the peel on them. Those go into a cooking tray or baking tray, 350-degree oven for about 10 minutes. I went a little bit longer. I went to 12 minutes just because I like a more intense flavor. Just check them. When you're at the 10-minute mark, check them, see how they are, that they're not burning. That's obviously key number one, because if you burn your hazelnuts, you're going to get a bitter flavor. But anyways, 12 minutes was about right for me. Put them in a food processor with about 1 teaspoon of salt. The salt helps to, grind everything up and all that good stuff. So ground those down, scrape down the sides once in a while with a good silicone spatula scraper thing. We're at this point now, I'm letting this cool down a little bit to help it congeal and help to solidify this mixture. In the meantime, what I did was I combined all my wet ingredients into a 4-quart saucepan. There's basically 3 quarts in here total. The way we get that is 2 parts whole milk, right? So two parts of whole milk is basically 1 container, let's say a half a gallon, right? Or 2 quarts. And then I have 1 quart of half and half. So 2 parts whole milk, 1 part half and half. 2 quarts of milk, 1 quart of half and half. Does that make sense? Yes, I hope so. If you're measuring this out in grams, ballpark, just ballpark, this comes out to somewhere in the ballpark of around 1,700-ish, 500-ish grams, somewhere around there. This comes out to somewhere in the ballpark of around 700-ish grams of half and half. But it's easy to remember if you just remember one whole container, right? A half a gallon of milk, and then a half a container of your half and half. That's basically the best way to figure it out. Anyways, with that being said, that went into my 4-quart All-Clad saucepan. What I did was I'm on medium heat. Let me go ahead and show you that real quick. So medium heat, biggest burner I have. And I'm set to, that's high, that's low. This is medium, like a true medium. What I'm looking for is those little tiny bubbles to form. See those little tiny bubbles on the edges right there? We're almost there. We are close, right? We're almost getting to like a scald, which is kind of where I want to be. The reason why I'm heating up this liquid mixture is because it helps the allulose, which we'll talk about in a second, blend in there smoother. It also helps the vanilla, and it also helps the hazelnut spread just blend more smoothly so that everything can homogenize, congeal, be copacetic with itself in this entire mixture. So now let's talk about the sweetener and the other flavors that are in here. Let me put this off to the side. Actually, this I can put back in the fridge. We'll do that later. Okay, so basically what's going on is I do want a tablespoon of true vanilla, right? This is Vanilla Bean King's product. This is vanilla bean paste. This does have corn syrup in it. Just full disclosure, there's your ingredients on the back. Great product. I will put a link though down below in the description to a landing page for Vanilla Bean Kings if you want to check out their other products. You could use a whole vanilla bean if you wanted to scrape out the seeds on the inside. You could do that if you want to avoid the corn syrup or the extra sugars or whatever. They also make, I believe, a Madagascar version of this that is made with using bourbon. You could use that as well. Sky's the limit. If you have your own preferred vanilla flavoring or syrup or paste or whatever, knock yourself out. But 1 tablespoon is what we're eventually going to put into that liquid mixture. Now let's talk about the star of the show, the allulose. So this is Hoosier Hill Farm allulose. This is basically what the package looks like. It comes in about a 2-pound bag. I'll flip this over so you can see. There's your allulose right there. What is this stuff? What does it do? Why is it essential to this recipe? Okay, so I'm on a quest to try to cut out as much sugar out of my diet as possible. And what the allulose does is it sweetens the gelato without the sugar, without the glycemic spike. There are 0 calories in this, believe it or not. If you look at your nutritional facts, check that out right there, 0 calories. So if you're diabetic, talk to your doctor. Make sure it's okay to use this stuff, obviously. Make sure it's not going to do anything to your body that it shouldn't be doing. But if you're keto, right, keto friendly, you're trying to get the keto diet going, this might be a great alternative sweetener. The beauty of this stuff is it acts and performs just like sugar. It melts the same way. It dissolves the same way. It does all the same things. What this does in my gelato recipe is this lowers the freezing point of the gelato, which means that it doesn't get it basically, to say this in a clean way, your gelato stays softer at colder temperatures, which means it's more scoopable, more spreadable. So as you go to scoop it out, you're going to get that nice smooth scoop out of your gelato by using the allulose. So that's basically what it is. This is, keep in mind, about 1.25 times stronger, like in sweetness flavor, than regular sugar is. So keep that in mind when using it. For our specific recipe, 700 grams to me was the magic number. So 700 grams of this allulose. So I'm going to go ahead and reset my scale. I've got a new bowl here from my last video, a little bit different. But basically what I want to do is I want to measure out around 700 grams, give or take. So I'm going to go ahead and measure this. And we'll see what this looks like. It's basically going to be about almost the entire bag. See if this will all fit. And we're almost there. And there we go, 702, 703, which is totally fine. So like I said, what this is going to do is this is going to help to sweeten the final mix, but also to lower the freezing point, right? And also to make it more spoonable and spreadable. So there you go. Anyways, stay tuned. We're going to combine everything in the next video, part 3. We're going to mix our allulose with the liquids and get everything going. We're also going to add the hazelnut spread, so stay tuned. I'll catch you all in the next exciting video. Links are down below in the description, so make sure to check that section out. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you like what you're seeing, and I'll be back shortly with part 3 of this video series.